Hey, Hoffers. Hoff, stream, team. Man, I haven't been with you guys for a while. My stream team. You guys are becoming important to me. It is midnight somewhere. Captain Hart down here, he wants my model to be hit the button at midnight somewhere. So, I don't know where it was midnight tonight. I think it's Alaska. No? 4 a.m. Central. Who's good with time zones? So that means it's 4 a.m. here. It's 3 a.m. in Albuquerque, and it's 2 a.m. in California. So that's 1 a.m. I think it's either 1 a.m. or midnight in Alaska right now. I'm not sure. I think it's 1 a.m. in Alaska. I think the U.S. has Alaska, Pacific, Mountain, Central, Eastern. So it's going to be a little to the west of Alaska time zone. I don't know what that is. I think it's out in the middle of the ocean or something. Oh my Lord. So I just did a blower. That's called a BAC meter. I'm going to do it again because I just hit a big swig of 5% beer. Or no, it's 4.2% beer, which I don't even like, but my budget situation is quite intense at the moment. I don't like beer that much. I don't know. All right, that's probably more accurate. Because I just hit a swig of this cheap 4.2% beer. That feels more accurate. I've been using this thing pretty steady the last couple weeks. I want to get a feel for my tightness level. That's a slang term they used back in the 50s. I want to resurrect it. It's a fun word to me. They used to, Humphrey Bogart would used to say in the movie, you know, man, he's pretty tight right now. That meant he had probably too much to drink, a lot to drink. I have a lot of experience with alcohol, both good, bad, neutral. Overall, my feelings about alcohol are quite complex and nuanced. And I kind of explore those out loud here with you. I've had periods in my life where I really was dependent on alcohol for mood management, to control my feelings of depression, my feelings of hopelessness. I'd get that cheap buzz going, usually just cheap beer. That's just what I landed on because I knew the price and I knew how to get a lot of bang for the buck with beer. So I don't even really like it. I don't. Maybe I'll start to. The Germans, God, they're connoisseurs of beer. That German club, Explorer, Adventure. I said, man, I want to find out why Germans are so crazy about beer. There must be something there that I have in common with other human beings. So I'm going to give beer a shot. I'm going to start experimenting with, you know, what's the crowd like. I like to march to my own drummer, but I figure, you know, everybody's screaming about this particular beer. There's probably something I'll resonate to as well. And sometimes it's just herd mentality about why things get popular. I understand that. I mean, why it's complex. Why is Mercedes and BMW such luxury brands? And so, I mean, is it just why are they so popular and expensive? Well, I think it's a combination of things. I would even consider owning a high-end luxury car, but then I think, oh, what statement am I making? I don't even know what statement I'm making because I'm not that much of a car connoisseur yet. I'm bouncing all over the place. Now, I've decided my online life has become incredibly confusing and complicated. So I'm recording this with my little webcam here. Okay, I can touch him and he changes the lighting level. I don't have a name for him yet, but I'm really used to staring into him, and he's got a little green light that lets me know he's running. Hydration. I got another one. All right. A friend brought me these. I haven't even gotten into my health situation. I believe it was May 30th is the last time I streamed with you guys. I may have tried to do some live streams. I think I did. That's all got me all confused. Sometimes they work and sometimes I don't. I don't even know where I'm streaming to, if I'm streaming. So let's start getting clear on our Facebook terminology. Let's just start with the very basics. You create an account, and I started all over. I don't know what happened to my account. I've been on Facebook since it came around, like in 2006 or 4 or something like that. I've been on there from almost the beginning. I remember my son's girlfriend giggling at me. She said, Mr. Hass, you know Facebook's kind of a thing for young people. I'm like, well, god dang, I was like 45 at the time. 45 is too old for Facebook. Well, she was a cute little thing. God, I wish I could say people's names. They're coming back to me. God, she was cute. I'm going to say this, son, with all due respect. She's a little out of your league. Oh, God, she was cute. She was a spitting image of Britney Spears, I'd say. I think she got compared to looking like Britney Spears. She's cute as a button and bubbly and warm, and oh my God, she saw something in my son's heart that she just adored. She loved him, I could tell. You know, and they had their troubles and ups and downs and all that, and I didn't get too much in the middle of that with my son. I love my son. We're a little bit estranged right now. That's all right. We'll fix that. God, she was cute. I don't think I was ever brave enough to say, God, I can't say his name, son. That girl's a little out of your league, son. You're about 3 rungs up the prettiness, attractiveness, dynamicness ladder with this girl. You just pray. You just thank God every night that she fell in love with you. I don't know why. You got something in there that you, God, did the universe give my son a nice little gift in that package? God, she was cute. Ah, I miss her. All right. So we're doing some crush. Now, we might as well start with the health stuff. Where I've been for a week? God. For the last 2 or 3 weeks, I have a condition. It's known as low sodium. And I never fully understood it. I had it 4 years ago. I'll start there. I had an episode at the Johnson County Courthouse, the old one. They've torn it down now, and they got a brand new Taj Mahal, $280 million of taxpayer money. God, it's beautiful. I haven't been inside yet, but from the outside, God, it's a beacon of classy architecture. Johnson County Courthouse. My friend, can't say her name. She works down there at the DA's office. She's right there on the 3rd floor. God, it's beautiful. Downtown Olathe. That's what Howdy, my grandfather used to call it. I never heard anybody else call it that. He was a Henry County, Missouri farm boy. He used to talk. He didn't talk like a farm boy. I think he worked hard to change all that about him. He was very proud of that part of the family legacy. Howard Payne Cameron. God, I wish I'd known him deeper. What an interesting man he must have been. He's quiet. He's a biker. He's a lawyer. God, I wish I'd be able to talk to him about his Captain America. All I know, he came from a family of 4 boys on the farm outside Clinton, Missouri. My mother owned a share of that farm up until at some point somebody that's close to the farming world, a cousin, my mom's cousin, they just thought, man, it's real, that land is not really doing anybody any good. We need to sell it off to this guy that has a much bigger farm operation. He'll fold it into his tent and start making good use of that land and get it productive again. So it was sold off, and the house had burned down. I never even saw the house. It had burned down sometime during my lifetime. I'm 60 years old. So, Henry County farm boy. Cecil and Jessie Cameron. That was her names. Great-grandmother. I met her. I was 10 years old. Pretty sure I was 10, and she lived within Clinton, Missouri. The boys had moved her off the farm after, I think Cecil died in the 50s. Never knew him. He died before I was born. I've seen pictures of him. God, look at the pictures of your forefathers. Interesting. Study their faces. And usually, even in poor families, there was an expenditure put aside for a very nice photograph of the family, or of the, I don't know, the whole family, the couple. But there's some very classy turn of the century photography, right when photography was coming into its heyday, and the technology was getting good. There's some really nice, fine-grained portraitures, and they used a big old 5x7 format camera. I mean, the film resolution is intense on those old. Some were in 8x10. The negative was 8x10. They'd stick that in their big old boxy camera, and they'd pull the slide open for a second, or they'd flash all that flash powder off to make a brilliant explosion and illuminate things, and then they'd stick the cover back on, and that would be the exposed negative. Big old 8x10. So I don't know where I'm going with that. Oh, I'm getting hot. God dang it, I'm getting hot. Okay, this guy comes off. I'm sorry. Okay. I didn't know if I do this or not. All right. He's going power up. I don't need you distracting me. Oh. I'm so hot. The air conditioner's right over there. Yes. I'll keep talking to you. I got to turn it down. I got to turn my fan up a little. Alright. That wasn't bad. Huh. Ah, felt good. I'm not taking this off. I want to show off my flat pectoralis majoris. They're not flabby. They're 60. They're not man boobs. But there ain't much meat muscle down there. I used to try and get big. A lot of bench pressing. Ooh. Yeah, some bodies do not pack on muscle easily. I have one of those bodies. I'm thin, but I'm not thin right now. I'm afraid to weigh myself. I think I weigh 260. They weigh you. I go to see my medication practitioner. They call them NPs. They even have a different name in Kansas. Kansas is weird. They don't call them NPs. They are the equivalent of nurse practitioner. It's just like being a doctor, really. Such a doctor shortage. They can write prescriptions, and I mean, you're pretty much a doctor. I think you easily make six figures as an NP. I don't know. Money interests me. I like to know what people make, and it varies around the country, and it's the specialists in the medical field are the millionaires, people that specialize in one tiny little expertise. They make incredibly big money. $500,000 for, I don't know, I think some of these cosmetic surgeons easily make millions of dollars practicing their craft. I don't begrudge them that. I really don't. If there's a need, Beverly Hills plastic surgeon make a couple million a year. That's just peanuts. That's nothing. Big money's Zuckerberg and who's the guy that Bezos, Elon. Those are the big shots. Yeah, they're the Gates and Buffett. They're all hovering around the 50 to 100 billion dollars zone. That's serious money. A couple million a year as a plastic surgeon. That's big money to us, but in the bigger world of high finance, a couple million a year ain't nothing. God dang. Well, it sure makes you a 1%er. Right? I love my stats. I'll look these up, but I don't know. The amount of people that's making $1 million earning, we're talking about earnings now. They're very distinct from your wealth, your net wealth level. Very distinct things. There's plenty of wealthy people that have very little income, but they got big nuts sitting in the bank, and it throws off some income. So get your terms straight about wealth. What do you mean by wealth? You may not even know. Well, that dude makes a lot of money. Okay, but he spends more than he makes. He's making, good God, he's making $5 grand a month. No, $5 grand a week. Let's make it big. $1,000 a day. How many days are there in a year? 250. He's making $250K. That's a damn good income for most of us middle classers. Damn good. $250K. $1,000 a day. I think there's only that's earnings. We don't know how much you're saving. You're squandering it all down at the strip club and booze bar. I don't know. You're making $250, but you're $500,000 in debt. Is he wealthy? I don't know. Is he wealthy? He's got his credit lines maxed out for $500,000. It's take him forever to pay that off, right? So I don't think he's wealthy. I don't think. That's it. All right. It's been. I'm quite curious because now I'm more relaxed. God, it's been a hard week. It's been a hard week. I'll talk about that if I can. All right. '02. See, that feels accurate. Yeah. I didn't think I was at '04. 04 feels a little looser. Slam away. Slam away. I'm actually enjoying the taste of this cheap. I can say their brand, Natty Light, Natural Light. I fell in love with the price point of Natty Daddy. I don't know if those exist in all parts of the country. Natty Daddy. It's a 25-ounce can of 8% fortified beer. God, it's cheap. Everybody was selling for $1. It's like 94 cents and 6 cents of sales tax. They know us drinkers. They know we don't like change in our pockets because it falls out. They got their price point. Whatever taxation a city happened to have, the Natty Daddies would somehow end up being $1, a straight dollar every time you bought one anywhere. So I got a kick out of them. Oh God, 8%. That's strong. Now that ain't malt liquor strong. For that you go to the Old English 800 and the God, what do they call it? Fortified malt liquors. Those 40 ounces. Oh, those are funny. God, those will take you to the moon real quick. 40 ounces of fortified beer. I think it's 12 or 14%. I don't know. Now they got, oh God, I think they're getting a kid. They got these juice things at the Ford Loco. Oh my God, those are good. They're these foo-foo tasting flavors, lemonade and blueberry and all kinds of funny strawberry. I think it's a 24-ounce can. It's like they were like 10 or 12%. Now there's one of them that's like 14%. Oh God, that's a lot of drinks in one can. God dang it is. That's why it's affordable. That's the frugalness in me. I don't know if it's the frugalness or the taste of those Four Locos. Oh, those are good. Anyway, I'm talking, my budget situation is pretty serious. I got that once again down to my $22 today. Oh God. Let's start. I'm doing all the math in my head. What can I buy? I can't buy my seltzers. My seltzers are $15 plus tax. Tax is over 10% now. It's a sales tax. Kind of alarming to me. Yeah, I remember as a kid, it was here in Overland Park, not here, but Overland Park down the street, it was 2.5%. I'd go up to TG&Y and I'd buy something for, let's say $1. It was, and they rounded off the sales tax to 3 cents back then. It'd be $1.03, and that was a lot of money to me as a 8-year-old. $1.03, but I was frugal from the start. Always got an allowance. And my mom didn't believe in connecting my allowance to chores for some reason. That rubbed her wrong. So she gave us an allowance. We were expected to do chores, but it was disconnected from our allowance. It was called an allowance. I don't remember the amounts. They'd feel distorted if I did. We got an weekly allowance because my mom and dad, they wanted us to know about money. I want you guys to know about money. Money's so important, such an important tool. You know what's good. Get attentive. That's what my mom and dad retired in a very comfortable financial position. My mother and father were so attentive to their money. My dad was a blue collar 2 and dime maker. I don't know what he made. I think his best years back then was 40. He's a skilled 2 and dime maker for I can say that on King Radio. That became Bendix, that then became somebody else. I don't remember. My dad stayed on with him, and he loved it out there. Dick King, King Radio. They got bought out by Bendix, and then they've been through a whole bunch of iterations. With King Radio, the guys that started Garmin came out of King. You know, that's avionics and avionics technology. Garmin is a big deal in Olathe, Kansas. Olathe. That's how Howdy described Olathe, and it was a little nothing of 4,000 people or something back in his day. Now it's 160,000 people live here in Olathe. I love it. God, I love it. I'm in downtown Olathe. We'll do a broadcast from my neighborhood sometime. That'd be fun. I'd love you guys to see how charming it is down here. This house was built in 1900. Sometime in the 60s or 70s, it got chopped up into 4 little apartments, and that loses some of its charm, but still got the wood floors out in the foyer and the original banister and the railings. I'd love to show you all that stuff. 1900. I mean, yeah. God dang, this house is 122 years old, going strong. My landlord's, I won't say her name. I love her. God, she gave me the biggest hug. I feel so bad about being late on rent. God, she touched me deeply. B, that's her initial. B. God, it was sweet. She gave me a big old hug because I was in the hospital. I had this low sodium problem, and I kept passing out or feeling on the verge of passing out. I didn't know what it was. I've had this happen at the Johnson County Courthouse 4 years ago. It was during my family disintegration, my mother, father disintegration, and my dispossession from the family. And I'd been arrested for trespassing or something on my parents' property. I can't remember all the details, but I had no money. I had no nothing. I'd been thrown out of the family home. I was basically homeless, I guess, and there's been a few periods of that. God, it was good growth time. I'm not here for pity. Fuck, effing good growth. God, I'm fond of those days and how challenging they were. I was unfairly put on alcohol restriction for this trespassing thing, and it rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, what the hell does trespassing have to do with drinking? Why are those two being connected here as a condition of my bond? And it was called a PR bond. They were going to let me out on my own personal recognizance. That means you don't have to come up with any money, and I didn't have any money, so they were letting me out, and they did let me out. But you have to show up for these hearings every month or something. I think it was a trespassing charge that I was waiting for trial. I take this to trial, man. Take it to trial. Don't plead. That's the last thing they want you to do is take it to trial. They'll bend over backwards, and finally, if you don't relent, they'll dismiss it. It's not worth the trouble. Most people, 95% of people just roll over. Oh, they scare them. They scare them. Oh, we're coming after you for trespassing. Oh, so frightening. Oh, we're throwing a book at you for trespassing at your parents' house. Oh, God, that was serious. God, I almost killed somebody, didn't I? I trespassed at my parents' house. Oh, my God, that's serious. Oh, I know. This is the United States. You have a right to a jury trial. You know that? You have a right to a jury trial. I pressed him. My public defender was so pissed off at me. God, he hated me. He said, well, come on, man. Just please, just please. No, I'm not pleading. I don't feel I was guilty. I was arrested. I don't feel I was trespassing. I feel it was a mistaken charge. It's my parents' house. Come on. Who gets trespassed at their parents' house? Didn't make no sense. Red Solo Cup. I need to listen to Toby's song about this. I know it's funny. God, I've heard it. Yeah, Red Solo Cup. I think these are knockoff solos. Wally World has knockoff solos that are a little bit cheaper, I think. Actually, my friend bought these for me. Yeah, it doesn't say solo. I think it's a knockoff. So, we are going. Oh, I got a lot to say. I'm not testing no more. No more testing. That's the 20. That's the big one. The big one. 4.2%. That's the equivalent of 2 drinks. I'm a 260-pound man. 2 drinks. 260-pound man. That's 02, 03. I'm not testing no more. I've been transparent with you guys. A lot of directions to go. One direction is, I think this is halfway point. I might go an hour. Throat is so dry. Not sure what to. I'm loaded. I'm loaded with. All right, God, these are good. That's the fruit punch. Those little packets you pour in here. Oh, I put them in the freezer. Oh, it's good. Oh, find a beverage you like and become a connoisseur of everything. I spent 20,000 days, that's about 60 years, just being a cheapskate, only concerned with price. It's just what I was used to, and I still like to be that way. But there's time. My mom, God dang, she'd always say I'm Scotch Irish. I watch my pennies. Apparently the Scotch Irish were real tight with their money or something. I don't know. Scotch Irish. That context has kind of lost its meaning to me, or I don't know. She grew up with, Scotch Irish that was kind of code for saying, real tight with the money. She was tight. God, she's tight. But she never had a fancy job. She did not work when we boys were little and in the house. I respect this, looking back on it. My mother did not work until after we got in school. When she and my dad first got married, he was working at Pillsbury, and she was a school teacher. My mom's an incredibly brilliant, smart woman. She could have been an attorney easily, but she wanted a family. She was an only child, and she came from a bunch of the Cameron boys had only children. That was very strange. I still don't understand that. There was like 4 Cameron boys. Howard was the second youngest. Hein was the oldest. So Hein and Coward were Cecil and Jesse's first 2 out on the farm outside Clinton down in Henry County, Missouri. They were on the farm. Cecil and Jesse. I got to meet her when she was 92 years old, I think, something like that. God, I treasure that. My mom made sure I went over to her house in Clinton and sat with her for 30 minutes. My mom knew it was important. I'd look back on that. I knew somebody that was born in 1880. I have personal, first-hand, direct contact with somebody that was born in 1880. Jessie Hazard was her maiden name even. Hazard. I got some Dukes in me. Jessie Hazard. Find out this stuff. God, it's fascinating. I don't know a ton about her. I don't know. When she was born, the Civil War had just ended. It was 1880. Civil War wasn't over until 1865. What kind of world was that? All right, let's get to 1885. She's 5 years old. She starts remembering stuff that was going on. What would I ask her about 1885? What would I call her? We called her Great-Grandmother Cameron. We had names for everybody. Great-Grandmother Cameron. What was going on in 1885? Jesus Christ. Oh, God, that'd be fun. History's so fun. No. Hospital. The very first time I had this trespassing charge, I was challenging the judge's alcohol restriction because I like to honor my agreements. You know, you sign the agreement, you will abstain from alcohol and drug use. I'm not a drugger. I mean, I would be maybe if it was legal. I don't know. I love to experiment with stuff, but the law scares the hell out of me. Not a pot. I don't like pot. I don't like to high from pot. I got no problems with people smoking it. Just I don't like to high. And I found that there's about 10% of us just this paranoia kicks in. The world feels incredibly hostile and unfriendly. My eyes, I'll get a big old blast of that THC, and my eyes going, oh. I start perceiving it deadens my heart. I start perceiving everything with a distorted mental lens. I'm just looking around going, oh, just don't feel friendly. The world feels hostile and alien to me. I don't like it. Alcohol, completely different. The world feels friendlier and nicer. The world feels much friendlier to me when I drink a little. I love that feeling. But of course I've overdone it in the past. I've abused it. I don't like the term alcoholic. I have abused alcohol in the past, and one of my counselors thought that was funny. That I don't like this. He got irked that I didn't like the word alcoholic, because that's the AA model. And I have a lot of good things to say about AA, but it's not the only way. Okay, I've been to plenty of meetings. I know their system. I know their model. It works very well for a lot of people. It doesn't work for all of us. There's about 10% of it. It's too dogmatic for us. Okay. We just have personalities that can't be that black and white about alcohol. We want to drink. We want to drink moderately. We want to drink skillfully. We want to drink like artists, okay? That's who I want to be with my alcohol use. That's why I vigorously like to know my BAC. I got my little pocket meter, and I told you I got Skippy. I spent $10,000 on a car. I've been saving like a maniac 3 years to buy this car. Yeah. People do that. You don't have to have a car note. You don't have to have a car note. It's not the law. My dad never had a car note. My mom never had a car note. He saved his money, and then he bought new cars. He bought a Dodge Dart, 1962. He bought a Dodge Coronet station wagon. He loved Dodge. At some point, he turned to Fords. I just want to be different or something. No, you were either a Chevy or a Chevy or a Ford man back then. Dodge was sort of a weirdo. My dad must have been a weirdo. He loved Dodges. He loved his Dodge Darts. God, We had that Dodge 68 station wagon. We took it to California. He bought that new, cash. Probably probably 2 or 3 grand back then. That's a lot of money for a car. 1968. He had that Dart until the wheels fell off. 1962 slant six, Dodge Dart, push button transmission. God, it was a fun car. I'm becoming more of a car guy, but I don't know. Good God, I could wander all night. I'm not tired yet. I feel, Captain said, you know, an hour is pushing it. We're 35 minutes in. I don't know. I feel like I might wear out in a few minutes. I might just have to. I'm still recording. I got to pay attention. Last time I did one of these. I'm recording this on my webcam. I'm gonna throw it up on Hoff Crazy. That's my YouTube channel now. Hoff Crazy. It came to me. Hoff Crazy. Because Hoff did his cameo for us, for David Hasselhoff support group. He did his cameo, and at the end he said, "And your little Hoff Crazy." God, he was funny. Now I want to start some tongues wagging, because I showed that video to my therapist that I see every couple weeks. She's my substance abuse counselor. God, I wish I could say her name. She's cute as a button. She's just a little potato chip or a snack pack. Oh God, she's cute. Fun. Listener, God, she listens to me. She gets a kick out of me and my wackiness. She's good, and she's on board with whatever alcohol model I want for myself. I told her, first name, I am not comfortable with the all or nothing black and white dogmatic model of AA. All or nothing black and white. I don't do that. I like to moderately use alcohol and enjoy the luxuriousness, the sensuality of it, the taste of seltzers. I might even start liking beer. I just joined a wine club. I want to drink moderately and find out what's the fuss all about with wine. Is that all a bunch of snobs, you know, pretending to be sophisticated? Or I think there's something there. You know, people are all these fancy words, the bouquet and the textures and the crispness. It's not all BS. There's actually some human beings are so sensitive. There are professionally, just people that are connoisseurs that can. I saw vodkas tested. This impressed me. They had like the whole spectrum of just cheap ass bathwater vodka all the way up to the highest end vodkas. And they had a spirits expert taste test them. Blind, you know, he wasn't identified. It's like, there's a test. He'd smell it, look at it. He'd get in there. Usually they spit it out, I think. And he did that with like 10 of them. And he ranked them almost precisely in the order of their expensiveness. He was not off by much at all. I was so impressed by that. Wow, you human beings are so sensitive. Yeah, that's talking about tobacco. We're talking about the vices now. We're not doing sex tonight. Alcohol and tobacco tonight. We'll talk about sex another time. Oh God, I love talking about sex. Get you a lighter that you like. I'm gonna get a classy lighter. I'm gonna get a Humphrey Bogart style cigarette case. I'm gonna start doing stuff with elegance and flair, and flair. What's that movie? Office. You got Office something, and it's that cutie pie from Friends, Rachel. She's a waitress in that movie. She works at one of the big chain restaurants, the Applebee's or something, and she got this goofball manager who's they've scientized what they call flair, and they've gauged your amount of flair by the number of buttons you have on your work uniform. You get like your flair is not quite at the corporate level that we expect. You know, the corporate expectation is you have 30 creative happy face buttons on your uniform. You've only got 24, so we're docking your pay a little bit this week. Flair. I want to have a little flair. I want to have 30 creative buttons all over. It's part of my flair. Nice cigarette case. And this is not pretense. You guys can tell I'm not snobby. That's a snuffer. It's a cigarette snuffer. I put him in there. I take a few hits. I'm done. These are so overpriced. They're so but they're not really, because I take a few hits. Look at that. I'm satiated. I'm done. Maybe one more. They ground me. I'm not black and white. You know that. I'm learning to love this guy. He's smoky. He's a nice little geek vape. I didn't spend a ton of time researching. I usually do. I just said, what is everybody buying? I'll just follow the herd, follow the pack. Sometimes that's smart. You know, the old me would be perfectionistic. Oh, you got to research. No, I didn't want to research. I said, what is everybody else buying? They've already done the research for me. The wisdom of the crowd is what they call it, all right? Amazon, bestsellers, top picks. I don't know how they do that, but God, I usually just go with that. If I don't have time to research something, I just want a good one, for a lot of bang for the buck that everybody else has agreed upon is a really good one. So, you know, what's the last thing I bought on Amazon? I don't know. I've been buying all this GoPro equipment. That fell through. God, I feel bad about that. I had promised you guys all this coverage. Hoff coverage. That all collapsed on many levels. Yeah. 442. God, I need fluids badly. Still running on my webcam, because I did this once. I was like 25 minutes into it. I went to hit the stop button, and it had turned itself off like 3 minutes into it. I was like, oh God, I can't replicate that. This Hoff stream. I've landed on Hoff stream. I like that a little better than cast. It just feels, I don't know, Hoff stream. It's always going to be about Hoff, because Hoff is deep in my heart. Spent 10,000 hours with the guy. He's deep in my heart. I probably finished this other stuff up, but that judge, she said, well, you go downstairs and you pee in the bottle. I won't see if you got some drugs in you or something right now. It's okay. And you know, I'm not the only one who suffers from this. I got a shy bladder. It's very hard for me to urinate when I'm told you need to pee. I know that about myself. A lot of people can't even use a men's public urinal. My good buddy Joseph, he can't pee. He's not seeing anybody's in there. He has to wait till everybody leaves. Then you can find, if you even in public, a public urinal, he's so worried about somebody coming in. It's a very hard time peeing in a public urinal. I understand that. Shy bladder. I've heard that term. All the pressure, the judge is coming down on me. You go pee. How hard is it to pee? Well, it's kind of hard. And then my public defender, he's a piece of shit. God, he was a bad one. I had one incredible one who's now, I won't say his name, he's a federal public defender now. Good God, that's impressive sounding. Because I made contact with him the other day about an unrelated case. He represented me on a violation of protection order case that I took to trial. God dang, that's the most exciting episode of my life. I won't talk about it now, but take it to trial. Insist. Don't do this pleading nonsense. God, they'll hate you if you. They'll turn the thumb screws on you if you insist on a trial. They don't like that because it's expensive. Hell yeah, it's expensive. It's your right. You goddamn United States. You got a right to a trial. 9 times out of 10, you push it hard enough, no matter what they say. Nope, trial. Nope, no plea. Nope, no. Even if you did it, I don't care if you did it. Insist on a trial. Maybe the jury will do jury nullification. You can do that as a juror, you know. Yeah, he broke the law, but it's a stupid law, so he's not guilty. Juries have that right. Judges don't want you to know that. They'll tell you, oh no, you got to follow it. No, you don't. You don't have to follow the law. You have the right. I've studied jury nullification. Nonsense laws. Stupid laws. Judge will say, oh, you got to follow them. You got to do it. No, you don't. No, you don't. So if you feel the law's stupid, convince the other jurors are stupid. Yeah, of course he did it. Technically he did it, but he's stupid. Stupid, it's technicality. He's technically guilty, but he didn't break the spirit of the law. You say, nope, nope, not guilty. Not guilty. Don't give in. My dad collapsed on a jury. My dad collapsed. I wish I knew this story. He served on a jury. I never have. That'd be fun. It was some very serious felony my dad was involved in. I don't remember what, but God, he had his reasonable doubts about the whole case. He thought the whole case was a pile of rubbish, really. This guy's probably like me. He said, we take the crap to trial. We'll force their hand. They didn't want to take it that far, and then he did. And you got a right to a public defender. Some of them are crap. God, I had a crappy one. Some of them were good. I had one of the best. God, he won. He won for me. God dang. That was thrilling. God, being in court, and I insisted on testifying. Of course, you don't have to. I insisted. That jury needs to hear what really happened. God, it was exciting. And risky. God, that's an interesting episode of my life, probably 5 years ago. God, that was exciting. Take it to trial. T-I-T. T. Take it to trial. Always. I don't care. You did it, so what? You murdered someone, so what? Take it to trial. Maybe the juror will feel sorry for you. Who knows? Take it to trial. They'll threaten you. Oh no. Death penalty. That's what the death penalty is good for. It's a good tool for prosecutors. I believe in the death penalty. I do. Hardly ever gets used, you know. It's real helpfulness is in the negotiation process. And you know, most of these people did it. Most of these people killed, murdered, probably. Killing is not murder. There's justifiable homicide. There's self-defense killing. Nothing wrong with that. Somebody about to rape you, ladies. You got a knife out. You blast him straight in the chest with your little protection. I believe in that. You got no right touching you, let alone trying to rip your clothes off and rape you, sexually assault you, damage you for the rest of your life. You blast that son of a bitch right in the chest with your protection, or scream, or whatever you're comfortable with. You scream, baby. You scream. Kick him in the nuts, grab his eyeballs, take a self-protection class. It's not going to happen to you. If you're prepared, these rapists, they go after the people that aren't paying attention. I've heard them say, criminals study you. God, they're attentive. They look for easy prey. They don't want an attentive person. Be attentive. You'll never get attacked. Be attentive. The crooks are sniffers. They can sniff who's paying attention to it. They look at somebody who's staring at their phone, walking down the street staring at the phone. That's the guy that gets mugged. Guy that's paying attention, he doesn't get mugged. You'll be sick out. You pay attention, that takes care of 90% of life's problems. Paying attention, close attention. I'm doing it right now. I'm modeling what I'm preaching. I'm not even preaching it. I'm just modeling it. Pay attention if you want to. If you want to be distracted, if you want your attention in 14 different places, do it. I don't care. I don't like doing that. I feel scattered and anxious, and I don't feel good when I pay attention to everything. I'm staring at you, staring at this camera, one thing. I'm not worried the phone's going to go off. I turned it off. Not worried about nothing. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's 4:45 in the morning. Ain't nobody going to be knocking on my door. If it's noon, I might put a sign on my door, do not disturb, but hardly anybody comes to my door, but who knows? We used to have door-to-door salesmen all the time, full of brush man and that vacuum sweeper guy, the curvy guy. There used to be a lot of tradesmen that walked around knocking on doors. I think that's kind of disappeared. So the judge and my lawyer, they're getting frustrated with me. I said, well, man, you guys got some coffee or something? Coffee always makes me need to pee. No, we don't got no coffee. Oh, okay. Well, you got a vending machine? I mean, a Mountain Dew, that's loaded with caffeine. That'll help me pee. Yeah, we got water, but there's a vending machine down there. You can go buy Mountain Dew for 95 cents or something. I said, oh, fuck, I don't have any money. I don't have any cash with me. So, sorry, we don't give away money for people to buy sodas. Come on, we just want you to pee. Okay, you got some water? Yeah, we got lots of water. So I started slamming water. Slamming. God, I put away like 2 quarts. Had all this pressure on me. I couldn't pee. Still couldn't pee. My lawyer said, oh, you're just lollygagging because you got drugs in your system. You're afraid you don't want to be detected. Yeah, okay. I'm worried. I got all kinds of drugs in my system. I'm worried about detection. That's the kind of shithead lawyer I had. I'm not sorry. God, I hope he gets disbarred. I'm sure he will. He was so unethical how he treated me, his non-paying client, as he referred to me. He let me know several times, Hass, I have people that pay me a lot of money for my valuable time. You're not paying me nothing. Oh, so I guess I'm getting shoddy service, huh? I didn't say that to him, but that was the implication of what he said. I was getting slipshod service. You go tell that to a judge. See how judge pulls that dude up on charges, disbarment charges or something. So that's serious. A lawyer's supposed to give 100%. Whether he's probably making $80 an hour for my case from the county. Who knows? But not his usual $250, $300 an hour. He's probably getting 80 or some flat rate. Who knows? I don't know how it works, but I know they didn't make much money, and I think every attorney might be required by the Bar Association to do a little bit of public defense or a little bit of pro bono, where they throw a little bit of their time out there at underpriced or even free. Not sure how that works. We got any attorneys? It sure looks good to the court. The smart attorneys do plenty of it. Courts love that. Judges love it. God dang, you be on the judge's good side. You do a lot of pro bono stuff for poor people. Judges, they love that. I'm sure they do. You don't get to be a judge easily, man. You get to be like a 5% attorney to make it into judgeships. That's a big deal. Some of it's elections, but some of it's appointments, I guess. I don't know how it works. We got like 35 Johnson County District Court judges out here. It's a big deal being a judge. That's just like, that's even bigger deal than Dr. Jones. Judge Jones. That's more prestigious than doctor or attorney. That's a big deal being a judge. Yeah. Still hot. Couldn't pee. Kept slamming that water. He's a good guy. I went around begging people for money so I could buy a Mountain Dew out of the vending machine. Nobody would give me any money. Thought I was insane. So I got to pee. My attorney's breathing down my neck. You know what he said? He said, this is not normal. Oh, you think I'm it's just so frustrating. This is not normal. Well, what's normal? I don't know. How often did the judge tell you to pee and you got a pissed off attorney breathing down your neck to pee? How normal is that? Not being able to pee at that moment, it seemed a little reasonable to me. Anyway, I said, oh, wait a minute. Maybe I can go sit on the toilet. Because, take a bowel movement. You always pee when you take a bowel movement. So I said, I didn't need to take a bowel movement, but I would just go pretend like you do. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes you sit out on the pot and bowel movement occurs. That's happened to me before. So I proposed that. And they were looking, we'd like to see the pee come out of you. Because it's, the guy standing there making sure you don't have a little pouch tucked against your leg, or, you're not cheating. Oh, God. Well, come with me to the bathroom. No, we don't do that. You got to do it back here. I said, well, can I use your toilet? I said, you can urinate in our toilet, but you can't take a bowel movement. I said, oh, shit. I don't know if I can control it. God, it was complicated. It's freaking office in the courthouse. Okay, I can sit on their commode and pretend like I'm having a bowel movement, but if I take a bowel movement, I think I'm breaking the law. So she said, we don't allow bowel movements in there, only urination. Oh, good. So she said, well, I'll make an exception. Go down to the public toilet down there and sit on the toilet, see if you can pee. I'll accept your urine. I said, okay. Still couldn't pee. At this point, I think I drank 6 quarts of water. Oh my God! And I got feeling ill and nauseous. Oh shit! I felt horrible. I felt like I was about to pass out. I did. I passed out. Oh, I passed out in the toilet at the courthouse. Next thing I knew, there was paramedics throwing me in an ambulance, and I was running down to the hospital. I had what's called hyponatremia. Fancy word. It means I got so much water in my system, it took my sodium levels down drastically, quickly. Sodium sodium is absorbed by water, I guess, and I had so much water in my system, it wouldn't leave me. Couldn't pee, still couldn't pee. Took my sodium down to like a 118 or something. It's supposed to be 140. And you'll pass out, you'll start acting crazy at a 118. That's what happens, so, yeah. That reoccurred the last 3 weeks. That's what's been so crazy. See, I remember them telling me it was hyponatremia, but it was a very rare incident. Now it's been happening more and more and more to me. This dizzy, nauseous feeling. I feel like I need to throw up, and I finally clarified that it's a low salt level in me. When I start feeling like I'm about to pass out, and it's happened to me many times in the last 3 weeks, it's because my sodium is incredibly low. It's down at like a 120. That's why I feel so dizzy and nauseous and sick. It's a horrible feeling. So I've been in an emergency room a bunch of times, and finally I just went to the hospital. That's a long story. They wouldn't give me an IV. I knew how to fix this. I was feeling on the verge of passing out at the out at the crisis center of all places. I was in crisis. It's been a crisis-filled several weeks. Well, I was out there, and I felt I was treated unprofessionally at the crisis center. And then it hit me again. God, all I needed was some Gatorade, some electrolytes. I sort of knew this was hyponatremia again. I got too much fluid. You're not supposed to. You need salt, Dave. You need salt. So guys, just the ambulance came. Can you just give me Gatorade? Well, we don't carry Gatorade. Okay. Got any water? No, we don't carry. Well, yeah, you got to walk. But water's going to make it worse. Oh God, I'm thirsty. What do I do? I said, you want to go to the hospital? I said, oh, not really. I don't need to. I'll need some Gatorade. Huh? If you don't want to go to the hospital, we're leaving. Okay. Oh God. So maybe somebody will help me here. Get some Gatorade. Still couldn't get up. Still couldn't walk. So there was one of the guys that was leaving the crisis center outside. He was the only good Samaritan that would help me. The professionals at this crisis center didn't want nothing to do with me. They were about to trespass me. Get off our property. I was trying to. I'm waiting for a cab to take me home. God, it was horrible. Crisis center made it worse. 57:49. I got the timer right down there. So, man, call those ambulance guys back again. I know what I need. I need an IV. I need a saline solution IV. This will fix it in 10 minutes. So, he called them. The ambulance guys were very mean to me. So, hey, you won't go to the hospital if we're leaving. Fine. Okay, I'll go. I don't need to, but it's way stupid use of resources taking me to the hospital. But if that's the only way I can get what I need, which is an IV and a Gatorade, then let's do it. So I hadn't passed out at that point. They put me on the cart and into the blanky truck. They don't use sirens. They said, well, they asked you where you want to go. I don't know, what's that? Oh, KU Med Center. Oh, okay. Yeah, God, they've been around for decades. My mom and dad graduated from KU. I didn't do the college thing, but got a lot of KU loyalty in our family. Got the basketball and all that. All right, I'm getting tired, but so that's how I ended up in the hospital. I was on the verge of passing out, and I was down at KU for, I think I was down there 5 days, getting this low sodium thing figured out. And they figured it out, man. They did blood draws, and that's the only way you can't measure it with a finger prick, like you can your blood sugar. Your sodium's you need a full-blown blood test. I asked the nurse, why don't they have a little test like they do for blood sugar? She's funny. She goes, well, that'd be too easy. They like racking up big lab fees, and part of the industry is blood testing. So a lot of people don't want that to change. They don't want an easy test for sodium in your blood. The medical model's funny sometimes. I can't do no more. We're at an hour. I love you guys. All right, I'll probably be back for sure. Probably not even a day. God, I feel better. I feel so much better. Hoff streamers. We'll talk more. All right, I'm gonna end this at 59.52. I'm gonna end this right at 60. That's the new model. I'll throw this. It'll take a long time to load on Hoff Crazy YouTube. God, these are big files. I'll put it up there. Talk to you soon. Love you guys. Good night.